And as psychologists would tell us, that in that taking it personally, we um, we're endeavoring to live. We're endeavoring to have the life we're living um, become to flourish. You know? So, and so we there is a way in which each moment of contact with experience uh, stimulates something quite deep in us, and especially when we're practicing mindfulness, when we're opening to it as it is. So this notion of wisdom, it is what it is, and compassion, we have a deep, deep impulse to take it personally and to find within it some expression of our being. So now I'll give some guidance around meditation. And if you could keep those, that notion of wisdom and compassion, you know, the practice of mindfulness is to be aware, to let each moment be what it is. And for us, with our human and psychological impulses, that can have a great variety of expression. And as we start to sit, if we can just sort of let that proposition sink in this 30 minutes or so, this 25 minutes now, we will evoke the narrative of our life. We will evoke the psychological significance and associated thoughts and memories and emotions that arise for us in the moment. And it is what it is. And it's a deeply personal experience. And can that evoke within us a kind of steady deliberateness? But as you start to come into awareness of your being, noticing your state of mind, it is what it is. And it's also this ongoing expression of relating psychologically to being, with its psychological significance and its emotional expression. And in seated meditation, you know, whether you're sitting cross-legged or sitting in a chair, or even if you're standing, you know, there's the long-standing tradition of bringing awareness to the body. so that as our experience unfolds, it's like we're embodying it. And as you bring awareness to the body, inviting the body to find a stability. The classic way is that we notice where we're making contact with the earth, whether we're sitting on a cushion, sitting in a chair, however we're entering the moment of awareness. And if you can notice that contact in a way, sort of press down very gently. If it makes sense to you, press down with the sit bones. Usually that's in the center of where we're making contact. And then to find an uprightness. Anatomically, that can be described as, so the pelvis settles down, makes contact, finds its stability, and then the torso rises up from the pelvis, from the hips. And as it rises up, the chest opens, the shoulders widen. Not in a strenuous way, but more just like releasing any way in which your body is contracting. And each time we sit, we go through a process of discovery. What's going on in my body in this sitting? How is it embodying this at this moment? So letting the chest open and letting the muscles of the face relax. And as we bring these guiding ways of paying attention, acknowledging that we're not trying to dictate, just trying to open up awareness in the body. And your body will react, respond in whatever way it does. It is what it is. And then to become aware of the breath. And noticing What happens when you bring attention to the breath? What's noticed? Does the mind have an agenda? Does the mind have a judgment? We can, and usually do, take anything and everything personally. So be it. That's what it is to be human. Can you offer yourself this moment a deep acceptance of what you are? Sometimes it can be helpful to open with the inhale to receive whatever is happening in the moment. Thought, physical sensation, a memory, an emotion. Just breathe it in and let it be embodied. And with the exhale, release. So be it. Let it come, let it go. The nature of life is change. Can your awareness have a compassion? Can it tenderly hold what's arising in consciousness? Can there be a deliberateness and acceptance of just now, just as it is, however it is? However it's being related to. Each time we meditate, each time we practice mindfulness, we're opening to greater being. I think we all know, especially if you've read something on Buddhism, the term dukkha, which is generally translated as suffering. But there's two, there's a du and ka. And the ka means consciousness. And the du means constricted, contracted. And then there's another term that you may know, sukha. It's the same ka, consciousness, but the su means expanded or opening consciousness. And then the same way, the dukkha is usually translated as suffering. The sukha is usually translated as pleasant experience. So this way, in sitting, we're inviting a deliberateness, a steadiness, where we're inviting an acceptance. We're inviting sukha. We're inviting dukkha to soften. And we do it in the context of subjective experience. That each moment that arises for us is an extraordinary product of the complexity of being. You know, there's all sorts of influences and habit energies that bring forth moment. There's so many ways to dissect it, neurologically, psychologically, somatically. And in the throes of all of that, we're taking it personally. Whether it's inwardly arisen or it's the product to external influences. What someone said to us, what someone did. and can be meted with this essence of mindfulness, which is inviting expansion, which is inviting acceptance, which is inviting liberation. You know? And then we carry the glimpses, the tastes of that liberation, of percussion, and into our life. So maybe today you can think about that process, especially as you're in the midst of your activities, your interactions. Sometimes it's very helpful to ask ourselves, okay, how is that being held in the body? Are my shoulders tightening? Is my chest constricting? Is my mind constricting and becoming agitated? And there's a way in which the emotionality of it all can be like an energy. When we open to emotion, we open to motion, we open to an intriguing way in which our body and consciousness respond to the significance of psychological being in that moment. In the midst of that motion, in the midst of that activity, can there be a kind of stability that arises from acceptance? And acceptance is the blend of the wisdom and compassion. So be it. This is what it is. And we take it personally. And can that evoke a tenderness? Because often in taking it personally, we're imbuing it with something of our own anxieties and desires and struggles. You know, it's not like we will dukkha for ourselves. It arises out of our being as we are attempting to live, as we're attempting to make our life flourish. It's evoking, it's asking for compassion. It's asking for a deep appreciation of the human condition, our own and everyone else's. Can we bring that opening to greater being to our day? Can you hold it on a feeling level? Can you hold it on a physical, somatic level? Can you hold it as an attitude? Like when someone says something aggressive or disturbing for you, can you remind yourself with the kind of compassionate patience, oh, they're going through something. So be it. So thank you. Please enjoy your day and hopefully find moments of sukha. Thank you.